warned this video will contain spoilers. The Rookie's 7th season continues to struggle with consistency, and Episode 3, Out of Pocket, is a prime example of the show's inability to capitalize on its potential. After a lackluster premiere, there was hope for improvement, but this episode derails any momentum with a series of questionable choices. It's not just the absence of a compelling case that makes this episode feel empty. It's the frustrating character arcs and narrative decisions that fail to resonate. Let's break down why this episode misses the mark and why it's so difficult to stay invested in these storylines. Nolan's behavior in this episode exemplifies the ongoing problem with his character. After Jason's escape from prison, Nolan's paranoia is understandable, but his actions cross the line from protective to reckless. His decision to leave a civilian bleeding on the floor to chase a suspect is not only irresponsible, but also hypocritical given the show's treatment of other characters. The stark contrast between how Nolan's mistakes are handled and how the new rookies, Miles and Seth, are reprimanded for their errors highlights a glaring double standard. Gray's stern response to the rookies' disobedience is justified. Their actions could have had severe consequences. However, Nolan's similarly reckless behavior is essentially brushed aside, and the lack of accountability for his actions makes it hard to root for him as the central character. The rookie storyline, while flawed, at least attempts to explore the consequences of their actions. Miles and Seth's newfound social media fame as rookie heroes becomes a tool for the LAPD to manage its public image amidst a corruption scandal. This subplot has potential, but it's undercut by the fact that their punishment feels more like a narrative convenience than a meaningful exploration of their growth. In contrast, Nolan's arc feels stagnant, and his relentless pursuit of Jason comes across as more frustrating than engaging. The episode fails to build any real tension or stakes around Jason's looming threat, leaving viewers indifferent to the storyline's progression. Rachel's return is another element that feels like a missed opportunity. Her reappearance should have been a significant moment, given her history with Lucy and Tim. Instead, it's treated as a minor subplot with little impact on the larger narrative. Rachel's backstory, losing her job and moving back to Los Angeles, is sympathetic, but it doesn't add much to the episode. Her presence doesn't advance Tim and Lucy's storyline, nor does it introduce any meaningful conflict or development. While it's nice to see a familiar face, Rachel's role feels more like filler than a purposeful addition to the season. Even Tim and Lucy's slow-burn reunion, one of the show's more compelling ongoing arcs, feels underwhelming in this episode. Their interactions lack the emotional depth and nuance that have made their relationship a highlight in the past. While there's still potential for a satisfying payoff down the line, this episode does little to build anticipation or excitement for what's to come. One of the most perplexing aspects of this episode is how it manages to feel both busy and uneventful. The lack of a case of the week leaves the hour feeling aimless, and the introduction of potential future villains falls flat. The drunk blonde who shows up at Nolan's doorstep hints at a more intriguing storyline, but as of now, it's just another thread that fails to generate interest. Jason's arc, which should be a source of tension and drama, is instead a drag on the season, with little payoff or progression to justify its prominence. What did you think of Nolan's behavior in this episode? Do you agree that the double standards are making it harder to root for him? And how do you feel about Rachel's return? Was it a welcome addition, or did it feel unnecessary? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights always bring new perspectives to the discussion, so don't hold back.